Hey everyone! It's been about a week since my last video and I've been dying to make another one because I've read a couple more books in that time and I've seen a few tags floating around as well that I was looking at doing, but I haven't had any chances to record anything and it's been driving me nuts. Like, my boyfriend used to have a very regular work schedule where I would be like able to come over here when he would still be at work, and I'd have this whole place to myself, and I could record videos, and it's just not working out anymore. At home, as you probably know, I share a room, which yes, is silly at my age that not only, okay, I don't have my own place, and I don't even have my own room, which is ridiculous, but whatever. I'm not going to get too much into the personal stuff, but I have a couple books that I wanted to review. I've actually read, I think, 3 books since my, 3.5 books since my last video, but I'm just going to be reviewing 2, and the first book that I'm going to review is The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This book is about a group of boys who are living in this place called the Glade, and it's told from the point of view of Thomas, who's a teenager. He all of a sudden wakes up being sent into the Glade, and he has no memory of his past life aside from the only thing that he knows is his name, Thomas. And it turns out all of the other boys were put there in the same way. None of them knows about their past at all. And the Glade is surrounded by a giant maze, and the boys have been there for about 2 years, and there's these people who are maze runners, which is where the title comes from, and they go run and make maps about the maze. They're convinced that if they solve the maze, they'll find the way to get out. And Thomas really wants to become a runner, despite his being new there and them saying that he's not ready to be able to do something like that yet. The story really picks up when the day after Thomas is sent into the maze, there is a new person sent in who is a girl, and she's the only girl who's there, and she comes with this message saying that things are going to change, and then yeah, that's where the story picks up, and I don't want to go into any spoilers or anything, but this book sounded really, really promising to me, kind of almost like a Hunger Games-ish premise, except not really. You know, this group of teenagers are left to fend for themselves. I kept thinking of, if you think of the Glade and the maze around it as being kind of like the arena in the Hunger Games, because there's people, the creators, who are watching them in here, kind of like the Hunger Games in that sort of way. That's where the comparisons come in. The stories, I don't really feel like are similar at all, but just that part about the premise really draws the two together in my mind. I did enjoy this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5, but it was slightly a letdown. I was, I think, expecting a little bit too much. I almost was going to give it a 3.5, but I feel like a 4 was good enough. I found it, the premise was so intriguing about why these boys are all here, and indeed I actually found the ending scene and the climax extremely exciting, and there were a lot of scenes placed throughout where I was really engaged and thought it was really cool, but on the whole it was good, but it was nothing great, or nothing stood out to me, really gripped me and made me think oh my god, this is my favorite book. I never felt like I really got into the characters' heads or really got to know them. Even Thomas, who's the main character, and it's really from his point of view, I don't know, and I guess I don't know what I was expecting on that front, because he has no memories of his previous life, so I guess it would make sense that I didn't really get to know him as a person, because he doesn't even really know himself as a person. All I really knew about him was that he was really determined to figure out the maze, and he wanted to be a runner and, find out more about the situation. But that's about it. I was really disappointed. He becomes quite close to another character who is introduced, comes in early on in the book, but we don't get to know this person until later on. I don't want to spoil it. and they have this connection. It seems that they knew each other beforehand, but this other character, I know absolutely nothing about them at all, and I feel like there should have been a little bit more development prior to the events leading up to the climax of the book. I wanted some more character development. Was probably my biggest issue with the book. I don't want to really let anyone down from reading this, because I feel like everything I'm saying is so negative, yet I did give it a 4 out of 5. So obviously that means that I did enjoy it. It just was not some brilliant, I don't know, miracle that I was expecting, which sounds ridiculous anyway. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for The Maze Runner. It's pretty good if you're into dystopians like The Hunger Games and maybe The Knife of Never Letting Go, although I feel like it is not as good as either of those books. But I am interested in reading the rest of, it's a trilogy. I haven't heard very good things about the last book, but apparently the second one is still good. So it looks like a good setup. Hopefully the second one will be better. I don't know, we'll see. That's it for this first review. I'll see you guys later.